One day, Jesus was looking out at the masses, and he was moved with compassion because he saw the people were with no direction. And in this modern day Babylon, the Lord is still looking, still searching for scattered sheep.
Pick up a pepperoni stuffed pizzone. That's right, people. It's back. Now part of the $5 lineup from...
Hello, and welcome to Ask the Right Questions. Come on, Race, do your intro.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to What Makes It Great, right? I mean, it was just replacing an Ask the Right Questions episode.
I don't know how it's replacing this. It's the same channel, and we're also asking a question.
That's true. Well, What Makes It Great is going to be a separate show, but okay. Welcome to What Makes It Great. We talk about the art we love, and our opinions are objectively true. I'm Race. That's Slim, and we're doing our first episode of this show.
It's Race the Raposa, also known as Smash by the Circles as the Raposa Doza.
Is that really the new nickname I have? The Raposa Doza?
The Raposa Doza.
When was this decided?
Just now.
Okay.
That's what you're known as
All right.
Smash Brother Circles as.
That's not true, but
It's going to
okay.
be a brand new combo invented.
Yeah. Actually, that... All right, I'll try to find a combo to match the name. We are doing our first show of What Makes It Great on one of the best albums ever created. Corey Red and Precise. Resistance is Futile. James, tell everybody how much you love this album.
I would easily put this in my top 10 albums of all time. I would easily make the
Yes.
cut. I don't have an exact list, but I guess we'll have to make one up someday. We'll have to ask that question.
Yes. Oh man, I'm so excited to talk about this. Where do I even start?
Well, this is the album that we most agree on.
That's true. Like, where do I even start of how okay. I discovered this album on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, for telling me about it. And just the album cover, okay? I do not expect...
I'll put it up. Hang on.
Yeah, I do not expect this to be Christian hip-hop at all. Like, this cover looks sinister, right? Like, it looks hardcore, sinister.
It definitely is a hardcore album.
Yeah, like, they're just fed up. Like, they're just fed up with life, and they're about to just, like, spit some frustration on you. Like, they're serious. And I first heard the song Resistance is Futile, the last song on the album. And it was this dark, brooding, like scary beat starts off. And it's just, I mean, it's just talking about, it's like, okay, is this gangster rap or what is this? Like, what perspective is he talking from? I didn't understand. I didn't think it was Christian when I first heard it. Then I kept listening and realized they were talking from God's perspective. And there was like stuff about the Trinity in there. So my mind was kind of blown by that. And
Your mind was blown by how the rhymes flow.
Yes. I've just never heard. I've never heard anything like it. And Christian hip hop changed my life at that point. I was listening to a lot of underground artists. I was listening to a lot of jazz rap. I was listening to like Deep Space Five, the Tunnel Rats, all those guys, and I never heard anything like Corey Red and Precise. To this day, I still haven't heard hip hop that really sounds like them. Of course, it's like New York. It's like late '90s, early 2000s.
I haven't heard
New
anything
York.
that sounds like it at all.
Yeah, even the beats.
It's not only unique among Christian music; it is unique among hip hop.
Yeah, Yeah, and I'm not a hip hop scholar or anything. Like I've just been in my little corner of hip hop forever, but this
You
really
only
does.
spent
I
a
have,
decade listening to it nonstop.
yeah, but I'm not like an expert on all the classics, but I still haven't heard anything like this album. Um, and so
And
I
it's not well known. It's not a well known
no,
album at
not at
all.
all.
You go search it online, you don't find anything really other than you can buy it.
There was this only one song. Resistance is Futile was the only song I could find on YouTube.
I found what was the other one I found? I found I think it was Martyr's Anthem a while ago. I found it
Okay.
while searching
Well,
for
I
it.
mean, this was I don't know, what was this? 2010, 2011 maybe?
It came out in 2004.
Yeah, but I discovered it.
We found it 2012 the latest.
Yeah, something like
The
that.
first time I heard you tell me about it was at a convention.
Okay. Um, yeah, so I couldn't find anything. I mean, you couldn't find YouTube was still kind of young,
Yeah.
and you couldn't find a lot of stuff on there.
Doing a quick search is also lyrical, biblical, and no more gray lines.
No, everything's on there now. Everything's on YouTube. But back when I found it, this was the only I could only find one full song.
Well, I found a list of them. The other day I was actually looking to listen to it at work, but like half the tracks were missing.
Yeah,
Because they got, I don't know, they got deleted by whatever the channel was.
and it was hard to even find it, like to buy on a website. I don't even
copy.
Yeah, I don't even remember where I bought it from. They sent me like another hip hop album, like Snoop Dogg and like Tupac on it, like a best of compilation or something. Yes, they sent it to me with the album, but so I could only listen to like 30-second clips from that website of each track, and so I spent like a week waiting for the album to come in, like super excited, only hearing like 30-second clips. And I was like out driving with my dad, and we had just gotten the package in. We had to go do something, so I even had to sit and wait in the car while we drove around, and I had the album and the package and everything. And we'll park this in Brockton, so it just felt appropriate that I had this. I had the street album in the streets. And
first time I listened to the album, it's the only time I felt the spirit and rage of Jesus Christ. Was listening to this album.
Here's what's so amazing about Resistance is Futile.
Well, it speaks to me. It's real. It talks about Christianity as being real. It's not just feel good. Jesus loves me. Everybody hold hands.
You can't. There's no writing that is more blunt than Corey Red and Precise. No one writes bars more just blunt and in your face, and you can't play it in church. And it's awkward to play it in the streets. It's awkward to play it in the secular setting, and it's awkward to play it at church. It can't exist in either setting. It's only for people who really how do I say this? I want to say it's really for people who want to know the truth, but that sounds like I know that sounds like elitist to people, I guess. But it's giving the hardcore theology and the hardcore truth about how the world is. And it's literally is Christian gangster rap. But it's like there's stuff in here that not even like gangster rappers would say or talk about. You know?
Well, this album, the first song, and a few others do talk about what it's actually like to live in the ghetto. I mean,
Yeah,
mainstream hardcore hip hop doesn't really. They don't really talk about that. They talk about it in like a bragging, romanticized, cartoonish way.
right.
What it's like to live in the
Exactly.
ghetto. This
Yeah,
talks about what it actually is like.
yeah. I mean, let's just go through some bars. I mean, every time I hear these
Bump in the
bars, I
night.
just bump in the night. Well, okay,
Bump
I'll
in the
go through the ones I
that
have
is
transcribed.
that is the one that felt the most real to me.
Okay. Like I was just listening. Corey Red is talking about his life on the streets. So I'll just this is just to give you a clip of what's in here.
Which song?
Sneaker money. Let there be light.
Okay.
Sneaker money, reefer honey. At the hotel, freaka honey. She sleep. I sneaker money, then I leave the honey. Caught her for 1,500. I'm ghost. By the time she wake up, I'm in the store trying on new clothes. In between robberies, I read astrology and study how Plato and Socrates stole philosophy. So, like, you could just imagine that scene in your head. I mean, there's. I guess I should have made a list of my favorite bars because I can't even.
I thought
There's
you
just so
were.
many.
I thought you were because you were typing the lyrics online.
I've been transcribing songs like crazy. Going on is probably one of my favorites on the albums. Perilous times, MCs with perilous minds and perilous rhymes, earthquakes, perilous signs, 6 o'clock news, perilous crimes, pretty face banging body, AIDS infested, perilous dimes. Perilous times, rumors of wars, numerous wars. On my block, pimps, fiends, and numerous whores. Where I'm from, crooked cops will put two in your jaw, but then again, thugs won't hesitate to shoot at the law. Because iniquity abounds, the love of many wax cold. Two planes into the world trade, that's bold. That's bold. That whole Enron fiasco, that's cold. But stealing money, that's old. And then look at this right here. You win the club because you got paid. You're dancing with a chick, but her man feeling like he got played. So outside the club, her man laid. Then after the whole party, your whole entourage got sprayed. And then right after that, it says, I preach Jesus in the street where it's real life. Without Christ is like falling asleep at the wheel. Institutions of higher learning, creating slaves and 21st century people still thinking like cavemen. While this is going on, rappers want to battle as a super rich controlling the masses like cattle. So why you hating Christians and why you hate to listen? Another brother's getting raped in prison.
Here is a real line about from Christianity perspective that no other no Christian band or anything will say.
Right.
There's no more gray line. Either you with Jesus or you're not. Either your soul is heading for heaven or the pit of hell is where you rot. There's no more gray line. You with the Lamb or God or you not. Either your soul is ready for heaven or the pit of hell is where you rot. See, every other Christian band just beats around that. They don't want to say that. They don't want to say that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that when I first heard it. That is, there'd be so many Christians too would be like, "Oh, you can't be that blunt. You can't say it like that." And Corey Red doesn't care. He just says it, and he says it like he's desperate to say it. And I mean, this Corey Red and Precise, their delivery throughout the album, it's just like this frustrated, angry, desperate street preacher, like he's yelling in the streets. I mean, I don't know if people listening like understand. I don't think they understand.
Well, if you listen to other Christian music, it's just feel good. I mean, there's nothing. It's bland. The musical sound is bland too, because they're trying to be as commercial as possible.
And then listening to secular hip hop, it's just shocking for shock value. And there's no real substance to what they're saying. They're just trying to like, it's almost like they're trying to say the worst stuff possible. And there is like a glorification of, in gangster rap, there's a glorification of crime. Like, unfortunately, rappers always say that's like their characters and all that, but people in the streets take it seriously. Like, that's the life they're living. a lot of them. So here, Corey Red and Precise are putting it. They're not just putting it in a bad light. They're putting a light on it. Like they're saying all the worst parts about it, not just the glorified parts about it, not just like the selfish, like, oh, you can make a lot of money from selling drugs. Like they're talking about the bad stuff that comes with it. And that's just what makes it so special. Not even like, as much as I love other Christian groups like Deep Space Five and Tunnel Rats, it's mostly them complaining about hip hop or rapping about hip hop in general or hip hop culture.
That's true. It's something you hear a lot from them is just complaining about about other hip hop artists.
Yeah, it's like battle rap.
They brag about how they're not like them.
Yeah, and they're also talking about what it means to be an MC and what makes hip hop special, and they'll do songs about artists spray painting on buildings and stuff. It's all like in the world of hip hop, where again is Corey Red and Precise are. I don't even know how to explain it. Like I walk. It is too good. Like I walk the ghetto where blacks pull gats like what, and even rats run on cats like what. Now if it's united we stand and divided we fall, every airport soon is looking like the movie Total Recall. Like,
I seen guns go off and guns bust back. I seen fiends cook coke on the stove and make it come back. I know brothers lost their life over dice. I watched others go to jail while their man was at home banging their wife. See, that's what it is like.
Yeah, that's all the bad.
They're not trying to brag about it or say that's good.
Yeah, that's all the drama. That's all the drama. You want to, like, gangster rappers want to glorify it. Like, look all the money you're gonna have. Look at all the jewelry and the women you're gonna have. And Corey Red is like, nah, your best friend's gonna be banging your girlfriend while you're in jail, and you're gonna get raped in jail, and you're gonna get stabbed in the street, like, because he lived it. You could tell they both lived it. And so they're just putting it all out there. It's like the street's dirty laundry in one album.
And also talking about...
And then, hey, the Bible's real.
The reality of the Bible.
Yeah.
Oh, the Matrix joint. The Matrix joint only has 2 lines transcribed on here. Why?
Yeah, I know.
Why bother?
And then Passion was one of my favorite. That's all Precise.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
I loved it. Contrary to popular opinion, Jesus Christ hold dominion over every government, gangster, and minion. Fast lane trickin' telling me cash rain, but death before you 30 ain't hot. That's insane.
So what is?
And then.
Did you feel so? Since we think every song is great, what do you think is the weakest song?
Oh, Questions.
Questions.
Yeah. Yo, Q&A.
Yeah, that one's not. Yeah, that one's kind of weak.
Yeah, it's the only weak song. I always skip it. But again, I mean,
I saw
it's just 1 out of 20 songs.
I thought Gethsemane was kind of weak sounding.
What is it?
Gethsemane. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Oh, Gethsemane.
Gethsemane.
Yeah. That's. Oh yeah. So. Okay, let me get the list. All right.
I have it up on the stream race. The album open with all the tracks.
So what I love about Gethsemane is that it's Jesus as a rapper. It describes Jesus as a rapper. Again, This is just like we're just talking about the album in
I
general.
thought that Q&A was was very real though about themselves.
Oh sure. Oh yeah.
I
I'm sure when I transcribe it, I'm gonna find plenty of good stuff. But yeah, we're just talking about the album as a whole. We're gonna go into each and every track. But I love Gethsemane. I love Gethsemane lyrically because it's talking about Jesus like he's a rapper. It's super creative. Propaganda and No Gray Lines are and Resistance is Futile.
Propaganda is amazing.
Yeah, those are the most intense tracks. Oh yeah, and A Prayer for Hip Hop, that whole spoken word that he does, where he talks about the devil wanting to get rappers in a threesome, and like some of it's like, is that going too far? But it's like when you're talking about Satan can't go too far.
No.
You know, and Corey Red's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna write this.
My favorite tracks. Bump in the Night. You always hear me quoting that one while we're driving around. Passion, The Matrix, Join, and Propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't any track I skip when I turn it on.
Yeah, me either.
When this turns on, I don't skip any tracks.
Q&A is the only one I kind of skip, and I listen to it once in a while. But
what about Resistance is Futile? That is an extremely ugly song. It is. It finishes it all off with some of the darkest crap you can find.
I know.
That is a nasty track. That is a nasty track.
All right, let's pull it up. Yeah, You Can Dress Fly. Well, I'll just say it because this song blows my mind every time I hear it. Still, I mean, again, it was the first one I heard. Didn't think this is Christian rap at all. Thought it was just regular gangster rap until I just listened to the lyrics more closely. It's like, you can dress fly, go to the club, get shot in the eye. After you die, I guarantee Judgment Day will blow your high. 'Cause now your mind is blown. When you see me shine on the throne, I walk the street. If you thugged out, I talk the street. But you'll get off of me. I'm bigger than your little thoughts of me. I took a loss for thee, hung up on a bloody cross for thee. In the motel, in the hotel, when you boot knocking, I'm watching. I love you, but if you don't repent, you're going to hell. What's poppin'? Like, who writes that, James? In the motel, in the hotel, when you boot knocking, I'm watching.
I wonder. It makes me wonder how long they spent perfecting the lines.
Me too.
Because the flow is perfect.
From up above, I came down, shed blood for thugs, no greater love. I gave the haters hugs, and I let the debaters bug. Arguing's worthless. My purpose was to touch down where the earth is and heal you where your hurt is, right there under your hard surface. Who deserves this deserves me to cry, deserves me to die, deserves me to get slapped, jabbed, and then stabbed in my side. You deserve that. I took it for you. I know the cops is looking for you. Ignore me, but when devil flip, you expect angels to come hooking for you. I'm blasting you with street parables, attacking you. Since you left the church, I've been after you, harassing you and tracking you. With the truth, I'll smack a fool. If I have to, I'll smash a crew. I made you in my image, so why you acting like an animal? You laugh at me, then have the audacity to fear Hannibal Lecter, my flavor greater than pineapple nectar. I left heaven, became a man. If the Father sent me to take a stand, king of king, my style's raw. Be not deceived, I'll die poor. And what I realized too, what they were doing with this song is writing as if God is in a battle rap. Like they're writing as if God was a battle rapper and was trying to diss somebody. And so you could say like there's like it's not showing enough of God's love and mercy, or not showing his loving and merciful side. but there's plenty of loving and merciful lines in there. But it's still in that in a warning and judge
because God's not all feel good.
Yeah, he's also the judge. He also hates sin, and this is him almost like getting out of frustration, like a kind of like a loving, stern warning, and just saying that he's everywhere. Precise is like, I'm in the streets where the shots blast and the thugs and the cops clash. Rich man, Philly got class, but reject me because he got cash. I warn you, you rappers and headbangers, pastors and strangers who stop you on the street. Do you know Jesus? Warning of danger. And I'm born in a manger. Three wise men and some gifts. Check it. I'm the answer for crooked politics and the stick-up kids. I'm everywhere and everything, but few y'all acknowledge me. Your college degree done swell your head. Now you're too smart to follow me.
Which song is it where they talk about FEMA camps?
This is where this be a prophecy. No more order. No more cash and quarter. No new world order. No more cash and quarters. The government is going to make slaves of your sons and daughters. Soon with the mark of the beast, you can purchase orange and apples as the authorities in the middle of the night run in your tabernacle. Got you shackled and baffled in a concentration camp, sleeping in your own urine, and defecation the floor is damp. Now you stink and tormented thinking about bumping the night. You ain't got nothing if you ain't got Christ.
Yeah, well, there's one where they say FEMA camp. I don't remember which track it is. They actually say the name.
Yeah, probably propaganda.
Maybe.
But that paints such a dark picture.
It is, yeah. That was the darkest song. I mean, it's like it's the last verse, or like second to last verse, or something. Too. Oh, it finishes off at the darkest.
Yeah.
At the darkest edge.
I'll just go to the. I mean, I would pause this if I were listening and just go and listen to it. I mean, this line is like, I'm the realest, I'm the illest. I put the metal in your gat. I made your mouth so you can say things like, "Ayo, I'm feeling that." Speaking of feeling, I put the spine in your back. Designed your mind. If not for me, you couldn't lick a nine or spit a rind in this track. The Holy Spirit, Father and Son. I came to you three different ways in the midst of these lyrics, but don't get it twisted. If you live in with a shank, do-rag, and a can of new knowledge, Judgment Day resistance is futile. It still leaves it. Still listening to it as much as I know it, and we've listened to it a lot. It still leaves me speechless sometimes.
I listen to it once a week. On average. We're
just talking about
both of us adore this album.
Yeah, as you can tell,
and it's just like nobody even knows about it. We constantly quote it when we hang out.
Yeah,
we adore the album, and it's nowhere. It's nowhere to be found, really.
No. And we're always disagreeing on stuff. We start a show because we debate so much. This is the one thing we're just like, this album leaves me speechless with how the writing's good. I mean, what about the beats too? I don't hear beats like this.
It is. It's just dirty beats, but a lot of them are fun beats too.
Yeah, the thing about it is, like, I'm trying to think of something they're similar to. Some of them almost feel a little cheap, like something that you would, I don't know, like beats that you'd hear in New York, like back in the day, like some like throwaway beats that a producer had or something. Like they don't sound like lo-fi hip hop that we hear on the internet. They don't sound like the beats that Deep Space 5 raps on, or Tribe Called Quest raps on, or even Tunnel Rats. Like, they sound like none of those beats.
It's definitely indie sounding.
It's indie sounding. It's not polished. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's New York. It's New York style beats.
I guess you would hear, I don't know. I guess it's kind of mid-90s sounding. It's not 80s.
But even
I've listened to a lot of 80s stuff. It's not 80s.
There's not a lot of jazz and soul.
Well, a lot of the beats are different too. Like the Matrix joints has sampling metal.
Yeah.
Then you go into Passion, and it's a bit funky.
Yeah. And Resistance is Futile is just terrifying.
Well, it is.
and
that one's scary.
and Propaganda is like cathedral angels singing, like monks or something.
Bump in the Night is it's almost like that. It's almost like the stuff you would hear in a cartoon in the 90s when the characters are trying too hard to be hip in a cartoon. The sample in that is kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an intensity to most of the songs. The lyrics always match perfectly too.
Scattered Sheep is pretty sounding in a way, you know. It is kind of pretty sounding. It's very fitting. It's very fitting for the lyrics where, you know, they're talking about God trying to bring people back to him.
Mm-hmm. It perfectly conveys the heart of God. Christ Out is a lot of fun. That's very 90s.
It is. It's a very variety. There's a lot of variety in the album. It's 19 tracks. It's a long album. It's longer than most albums.
Yeah, thank God. Again, this is where Q&A loses. I think that beat's really boring.
That is. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it because it's so real from their perspective. That's their most personal one.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's called Q&A, I guess.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of good stuff in there lyrically. We'll go through it.
Well, next week we're going to go to the first half of the album.
Sure. Yeah.
We're going to play the tracks on air.
Yes.
They will be played.
We'll have to record a copy of the video so we don't get.
I don't know
if we're gonna get muted.
I bet it won't happen because nobody knows about the album.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're taking the risk.
Yeah,
we're going all out.
Going all out, baby. What's Going On is one of my favorite beats too. I love the singing on there.
I love lyrical biblical.
Yeah. They think we're crazy.
'Cause we spit for Christ. They think we're crazy. And that's quite all right.
Quite all right. Yeah. I think, are we done gloating over this thing?
I guess.
You know what's great about
intro. This is something of an intro to next week.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. This also comes from a really cool era in hip hop too. I think this is the same year as Jay Dilla's Donuts. I think it's like the same year he died. Mad Villainy, I think, is 2003. So this is like right there in that era of hip hop. We'll talk about Mad Villainy on the show one time too. That's another.
Well, we'll have to cover an album or two from him.
Yeah, that's another classic kind of masterpiece hip hop album where it's, you know, just a perfect producer and rapper getting together. But yeah, Corey Ren and Precise, Resistance is Futile.
This is we just want the world to appreciate this unknown album.
And if you appreciate the album, hopefully you've enjoyed us gloating over it.
It was completely unorganized.
Very unorganized, yeah.
But next week, well, I'll chop it up
again,
for YouTube, but we're going to cover every single song separately.
I know, like, again, I just find myself overwhelmed because there's so many good songs and so many good lines to cover. That's why we have to go through each and every one. We have to make a video for each and every song. Because I will go through this bar by bar, line by line.
And we're going to play it too. We're going to play the music.
If you want to risk it, I guess.
It's worth the risk, Race. It's worth the risk. I mean, I wouldn't play Mad Villainy or something like that, but I highly doubt anything will happen. Because the songs are sitting on YouTube still. You can find them and listen to them.
Yeah. Isn't it, if it's from the official company, YouTube doesn't take it down?
Well, no, because they get whitelisted.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it's not from the official company. It's some random dude.
Those stay up, but then there's the companies will put up the official audio too.
But that's of larger groups. I mean, I wouldn't even do most indie groups. I would be afraid to. I'm not afraid of this one, but the other album we're gonna cover and play every song is The Horrors. The only album recorded in a cave. Which one is that, Race? That's the American Horrors, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
There's the British Horrors too. Don't confuse them.
That, I mean, you can't even transcribe that album. You can't even understand what they're saying.
We're gonna play a few. We're gonna cover that album though.
Well, I mean, hopefully Life Music Records doesn't appreciates that we're promoting the album, I guess.
Was it put up by Life Music Records? I don't believe it was.
Yeah, Life Music.
Oh, it was put
Life
up by
Music.
Them. I know, but they weren't the uploaders. The uploaders are named like Jordan 23.
No, but I mean the company. The company can can take it down through copyright, can't it?
If they want to, yeah.
Okay.
What are you gonna do, Race? You gonna run? Are you gonna play them sick beats and then talk about them?
I guess we'll play them.
Well, we'll decide. We'll discuss it. I'm not worried because it's up there. That's why I'm not worried.
I don't know if you saw some of these. If you saw the whole book, that's
one of a rare copy. There isn't many copies out there.
I'm gonna cherish it forever. Some of these they use in the.
Oh, is the lyrics actually on there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, there's notes about the production and all that. There's letters from Corey Red and Precise in here too, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe this will be rare one day.
I think it is rare to begin with, somewhat.
You know, there's an album we still haven't even heard from them from before this.
What is that? What's it called?
Remember there was like some album that they made that we couldn't even get?
Yeah, I do remember that. What was it called?
I still haven't heard
it.
Yeah. I don't know where you'd find those. I think they just like burn the CDs themselves.
Well, they probably do.
Passed them around New York. So if anybody has that album, please link it in the comments. Dude, I mean we can go deep into like their mixtapes too. There's incredible lines from Corey Red in all of his mixtapes. There's still amazing bars, amazing beats that he chose. But those are beats that he's already going on. These are beats just for Corey Red and Precise. So I hope that gets people interested in the album. What makes it great? Everything about the album is great.
It's top 10 even for me, even though I am a gay liberal atheist.
You're a gay liberal atheist?
No, I guess I'm only the last one. Not even the last one. I lied about all three. I lied about all three. I am a green anarchist, I always forget what that word is for when you're in between. When you're unsure about if God's real or not.
Oh, agnostic.
Agnostic. I always forget that word because nobody uses it. I am a green anarchist.
So why hasn't this album made you a believer? Why hasn't this album made you a believer?
If all Christian music was like this and that real, there'd be a lot more Christians.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. As far as Christian hip hop goes, you're not going to find anything more real than this album. That's all I know. So, and again, you can't. You're not. This is not. It's not comfortable to play this anywhere, in church or in the streets. Like you can't play this at a block party.
You have to hide in your bedroom and play it.
Yeah.
So next week we will discuss the first half of the album, track by track, beat by beat, line by line.
Yep.
So see you guys.
See ya.